late summer 1876, the Jesse James Cole Younger gang of Clay County, Missouri, rode north into Minnesota. While Eastern newspapers were building a folk hero legend about these men, small Minnesota townships tasted the terror of their raids. September 7th, 1876, the First National Bank of Northfield, Minnesota. Before it was over, 2 townspeople had been killed, but 2 of the outlaws were dead, and Bob Younger was severely wounded. It was the last attempt made in a bank by the James Younger gang, and the beginning of one of the great manhunts of the American West. A hunt that was to end later at a place called Hanska Slough, just outside the town of Medalia, Minnesota.
Hi, William T. 5 to 10 years for attempted murder. What are you? Half-blooded, 3/4, what?
Half.
What do you plan to do when you get out of here?
That's a long time away.
You're planning on going back down to Medalia?
Yes, sir.
Folks down there don't welcome Indians. They had their fill a few years ago. You think you can get along?
Oh, I got a friend.
Yeah. That you do have, boy. He's been writing letters to the State House about you. Somehow, the governor feels you're fit to be let out of here.
What?
You're free.
Medalia, Minnesota, population 963. A peaceful town, a farm town. A grain exchange, a restaurant, 2 churches, a 2-story hotel, and a marshal whose legend as a gunfighter was known throughout the West. Folks wondered why a decade before, Sam Garrison had left Amarillo and come north with a blue roan, a pack, and a $12 saddle. No one could figure it, but no one asked.
Oh, evening, Sam.
Marshal, I hear they let Billy out.
That's right.
What was it the judge said? 5 to 10 years,
You were there.
Yeah, that's what he said, all right. Somebody must have worked pretty hard to get him out in 3.
I did. Does that bother you, Alfred?
Oh, no. Free country, free country. Thing about a wolf is, Marshal, that you can take it in and feed it and even call it Rover if you like, but that don't make it a house pet.
What's done is done, Eldon. Now, Billy's not going to look to start it up again. You see that your boys don't.
You got 6 notches on your gun, Marshal, and a reputation to match. I hope it don't make you too proud to take advice.
Try me.
Wish him well and send him on his way.
Can't very well do that, Eldon.
Why not?
Well, you said it yourself. It's a free country.
All right. Forewarned is fair.
Well, what do you mean by that?
Hey, boys, you have any luck?
Yeah, we got a lot of them. We got 3.
I asked you what you meant.
Well, I've said all I'm going to, Marshal. Oh, bar this. There never was a tree so tall it couldn't be chopped down. Oh, well, I did my best to reason with him. I want you both to remember that.
Can you tell him anything, Paul?
Oh, just enough to ease my conscience.
What did you tell him about Thurn?
Oh, no. No, I didn't say anything about that. But not in so many words, anyway.
The James Younger gang moved westward through Minnesota. Marysburg, New Ulm, Elysian, Blue Earth. And as the outrages continued, peaceful men took up arms. Army units were alerted, posses formed. But for some, it was too late.
Mr. Marshal here?
Not yet.
Well, where's the colonel?
He is in there, but
You better sit down someplace, Roy. I'm gonna run up 50 on you.
Colonel?
Just a minute, Clay.
You better read this now, Colonel.
You sure this isn't a mistake?
No, it's genuine. I got it from the emergency operator in St. Paul. They asked me to keep my wire open.
Get Elton. The boys. George Ganza, Ed Edgepath, Riley and Pomerantz, anybody you can find. Tell them there's a meeting here right away.
aren't you going to wait for your friend?
Well, he'll be here when he gets here.
What's the matter? You came banging in here, slamming the doors. I'm interested.
Oh, it wasn't anything, really. Just Elton Dykstra mouthing off. Leora, I think I'm going to put a badge on Billy. Keep Dykstra off him anyway. Besides, I just don't think there's going to be a place in this town for Billy unless I make one. That's getting plainer.
You really think they'd let you hire him?
Well, it's that or find a new marshal.
You'd quit?
Well, it won't come to that.
I wish it would.
What's wrong, Leora?
I don't know. You tell me.
I was asking you.
Oh, don't mind me. I guess it's just this town.
Well, I know it's not exactly St. Louis. Never promised it would be.
No, Sam, that's one thing you never promised me.
Sam?
Back here.
What's wrong?
It's nothing to be worried about, man.
Gather the men at your place.
I got Roy Kirsch out now, rounding people up.
Will somebody tell me what's happened?
It's the Younger brothers and the Jameses.
Seems like they're heading this way. I'll be right with you.
Eat. It's apt to be a long night. I'll see you at the hotel.
These people have been paying my salary for a long time. Seems like now they're gonna ask me to earn it.
The same thing happened in Colombia. At least that's what I hear. They just slaughtered people right where they stood.
You can sit here over your whiskey. I'm getting packed.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where you going?
I got a team to harness.
That's right.
Wait, listen to the man for a few minutes, will you?
I guess you all heard we're gonna have visitors.
Marshal, how many of them are there?
Well, there ought to be enough to go around, George. First report said about a dozen. Second said maybe 20. Seems like they're breeding right on the road. Still with us, Ed?
I guess we can hold them, Marshal.
Where are they now?
They're someplace east of Mankato. I want to volunteer to ride up there and find out what's going on. Anybody in the mood for a moonlight ride? How about you, Chance?
I ain't lost nothing in Mankato.
I'll go, Sam.
Thanks. The rest of you men give your names to Bill Riley. Get yourselves armed. We're going to set up roadblocks.
Stop and search all strangers.
You men with shotguns, I want deal load. We'll meet at the jail in 10 minutes. As of right now, you're all deputized.
Deputized?
Oh, I'm not asking you, Elton. I'm telling you.
I'd sure like to go, Mr. Garrison, but, well,
Oh, that's all right, Harold.
well, you know, I'm all alone out there at Rasmusis, and,
See, that's someplace north of the Wanawan, isn't it?
yes, sir, about
You know,
5
that'd
miles.
be a great place for a lookout. Why don't you just keep your eye peeled?
Yes, sir.
Rider coming. Check him out. Pull up and get down.
Who are you?
Citizens Committee.
For what?
Well, there's been some trouble at Northfield. We're searching all strangers.
I ain't no stranger.
You heard of me, mister. Better get down.
Chauncey, look at who's come home.
Well, I thought Indians died in jail.
You know him?
Not to. Tried to kill my brother here a couple of years back.
You jumped me from behind.
You're a liar.
You men and no half-breed call me a liar.
You're a liar on the book, both of you. Off your horse. If I'd have wanted to kill Chauncey, he'd be 3 years dead, and you know it.
Oh, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Carl, keep your gun on him. Off your horse.
We're gonna go through your pockets, boy. You better believe it.
You get out of my road. I don't mind searching a dead man.
My pleasure. Boy, I'm gonna enjoy this.
All right, hold it!
Well, what happened?
He tried to run us down.
Yeah, we told him we were Citizens Committee.
You should have gone to Mankato. Nice work.
They said they wanted to search me.
Nobody signaled you out. They had orders to search everybody.
Well, maybe I didn't like the way they went about it.
They didn't say, please, I beg your pardon.
Any fool can find a grievance, and you haven't lost the neck.
Well, maybe it comes with a pedigree. Welcome to Medalia.
Your disposition hasn't improved a bit.
Well, that's recent. Something about getting pulled off a horse makes you a little snappish.
What's the matter, boy? Trouble, Mr. Monroe, up at Northfield. Cold-blooded killing right in the street. You better get your gun.
Well, now, just take it easy and calm down. Now, what in the world are you talking about?
Jesse James and the Youngers. They robbed the bank up Northfield.
Northfield's a ways off, Harold. I wouldn't go getting all excited about
Mr.
it.
Garrison said they might be headed this way.
Well, maybe you better spend the night here, huh?
I can't do that. Mr. Garrison made me a lookout. I gotta go now. Keep an eye peeled.
Hey! Take this.
Rub down good and give him a hot bran mash, huh?
Yes, sir.
Easy diet?
Yes, sir.
You know Elton Dykstra? You tell him Theron's here, huh?
All right, you made your point.
Do you run this place?
Just own it. Kate?
What will it be?
You got a room?
Looks like a lot of gun.
Number 10.
Figure on doing some hunting?
You might say that. Yeah. Here we are. I kept that oil for you.
What's that?
Some things your dad wanted you to have.
Where'd they bury him?
I did it. How about a shack?
He died sober?
I hope not. It's $23 hard cash, marriage certificate, discharge papers, and a belt with some silver conch shoes on it.
Yeah, the belt I remember.
I got about a dozen pretty good traps out in the barn.
You can keep them.
Well, I don't intend to do any trapping.
Neither do I.
What then?
I don't know. It's a big world. Lots of roads.
And lots of trees, too. Lots of roots.
You're beginning to sound like a preacher we had at Stillwater. The difference being I had to listen to him.
Too bad you didn't. Billy, what are you gonna do? Terrorize the world, show them?
Say this much, Sam. I'm not gonna step off the sidewalk for anybody. Never again.
Maybe you won't be required to.
You're dreaming.
Put it on. I need a good man, Billy. I need him right away.
Well, I'll stay till the trouble's over with.
Sam?
Hey, all right? This is Billy Pye.
Welcome home.
I'll be right back.
I fixed up the extra bedroom for you.
Thanks. My old man had a place not too far out of town. Be fine.
Sam said you lived here.
Yeah, I did. Almost 7 years. My old man, we didn't get along. I just kind of rattled around sleeping in barns and such, and Sam took me in.
Well, it's not exactly the fatted calf, but I think it'll do.
I'll warm up the stew.
Fix me a plate, will you, honey?
All right. Hello, Colonel.
Good evening. Sam here?
Yes, he's in the study.
Come in, Colonel. You know Billy Pye.
Billy?
You're just in time for the celebration.
What's the occasion?
Just made Billy my deputy.
Billy? Well, I hope you can still use that thing. I've got another message for you. They just passed Elysian Township. They could be here tomorrow.
We got pickets all along here. Every bridge and every crossing place. Clear up the Blue Earth. And all along here by Mankato and New Ulm. General Pope's got maybe 1,000 men just squeezing in on them. We'll give them Johnny Jingalo.
Colonel back yet?
Not yet.
Just a minute. My pleasure.
Marshal, say hello to our cousin, Theron Pardo.
All right. Much obliged.
Here I stand, face to face with Sam Garrison. You know, I call that something. Hey, all around, huh? Yes, sir. You know, when I was just a tadpole, about yay high, I guess I kind of hero worshipped you, and that's a fact, too. Say, now, you remember this? He was born in Randolph County, Virginia. Before he's 21, he earned his fame in Coffeyville, Kansas, at the end of a .44 gun. Now, how about that, huh?
It's not a poem you hear much nowadays.
Well, it's always been a favorite of mine. I know it by heart. Well, I'll say it right to the end.
I'd be obliged if you didn't.
Well, now, it's not every man that's got a poem written about him. And a book, too. Hey, did you ever read that Sam Garrison Town Tamer by Mr. Ned Buttline?
No.
Well, it's real good. Trouble with you boys is you have a famous lawman right here in your own town. You just don't appreciate it. Now, they just don't appreciate you. You know what that book said? It said that Sam Garrison had the fastest move anybody's ever saw. I'd sure like to see that move someday.
What do you say your name was?
Theron Pardo.
Well, he's out of Laramie.
Yeah, maybe you heard of him.
You sure?
There's lots of people I never heard of.
How about George McClellan or Albie Turner?
There's two more.
Now, there's no reason you should have. They're just a couple of second-raters.
They both wanted there and brought both of them in.
Is that your line of work?
One shot apiece, right through the head. Hey, show him that piece of newspaper.
Now, the marshal's not interested. Well, he's got his reputation. Now, I still got mine to get.
Go and show him.
Now, listen, Whit, when you're somebody, you don't have to run around and prove a little dog-eared scrap of newspaper. Am I right?
What do you want?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Marshal. Now, I'd be tempted to settle for what you've got.
Is that so?
Steady job, out of the wind and the weather, 3 squares daily, a roof to sleep under. Well, you're not planning on retiring, are you, Marshal?
Not so you notice.
Well, that's too bad. Rack 'em up, Whit. It's been a real pleasure, Marshal.
Tell the Colonel I'll be back.
Yeah, sure thing, Marshal.
Yes, sir, Marshal. Sure like to see that fine move.
What do you think?
Oh, I can take 'em.
Pa just said to run him out.
I run 'em out or kill 'em. It's just the same to me. You know, I kind of like this town. Right kind of lawman could really make it pay.
You that good, Theron?
Now, I want to tell you a secret, cousin. I'm the best there is.
Don't get too comfortable, Cole.
Listen, we need some rest. We gotta eat.
Corn on the cob we gonna eat. We're gonna have some good Iowa roasting ears.
You heading south?
Right now.
Bob can't make it.
I know.
You want to leave him here? Kill him?
Always remember, Cole, you had the notion first.
No, Jesse.
You won't get caught?
Not my brother.
You want to live or you want to die? That's what we're talking about.
Same question, Jesse. Now, that's a bad bet, Jesse.
All righty. Frank, anybody else want roasting ears? Charlie? Let's go. Take care, Cole.
I will stick to the lakes here. How'd you like to take a little boat trip, Charlie?
What about the horses?
Yeah. We'll leave them here. Yeah, we'll leave them here. We'll pick up some more when we get here.
Step up, gentlemen. Step right up to the bar. You're drinking with Tom Bodine.
Run away.
Somebody coming to money?
They turned south from the Blue Earth River, moving down towards Iowa.
You sure?
They were seen, right here this evening. Jesse and Frank were positively identified.
Here you go, gents.
They change the law? I mean, I don't care. Serve who you like. Red, white, sky blue.
Sorry, Billy. Whit's right. Look, none of us here passed that law, Billy.
Well, no use letting good whiskey go to waste.
Give it be.
Go on, Whit. I'm like you. Hate to see good whiskey go begging.
I said leave it be.
Besides which, I say white men don't drink with dog-eating Indians.
All right, that's it. Now get out of here! Get out of here! Billy, you listen to me! I want you to go home, you understand me?
Sam, we better have a talk about him.
Mister?
Yeah?
I heard you come in. I thought maybe Sam...
He's down at the hotel.
I washed your shirt for you.
Yeah, I wonder where it got to. Much obliged.
It's my pleasure.
When I was a kid, my mother wouldn't let me out of the house without a fresh iron shirt every day. Guess she thought...
What?
Beats me. Funny kind of Indian, my lady. She never even stole then, I know it. Makes you kind of wonder what the world's coming to, don't it?
There's a fresh pot of coffee on the stove.
No thanks.
I just made it.
I was just packing.
What?
Packing, you know, packing.
Why?
Maybe because I'm sick of this blue-eyed town, all right? Oh, I don't mean you. You don't belong here any more than I do.
What about Sam?
What about him?
Well, you promised you'd stay until the trouble was over. I think you owe him that much.
It's done with. James and the youngers won't be coming this way. You tell Sam.
What?
Nothing.
on.
Oh, Sam. Be reasonable. What would the town council say if I try to put Billy up for permanent appointment?
Just what they always say. What you tell them.
No, Sam. I'm sorry. I gotta live with these people. I gotta work with them. You think they're so wrong? Walk in the graveyards. Not just here in Madelia. Mankato, Marysburg, New Ulm. Look at the markers. Murdered by the Sioux during the uprising. More than 500 of them murdered. Their women attacked. Ask the Dykstra boys about it. Ask them how they found their mother in a field. You know that's bound to leave some kind of mark.
Colonel, that was 14 years ago.
Marshal, they're here. Hey, Harold Gilman's here. He saw him.
What? What, Harold? Just what did you see?
It was the big man in the chicken coop eating raw eggs. He was big as a giant with a big red beard.
Wait a minute. Wait just a minute now. That doesn't have to be so. Harold here is not known to be too bright.
Bright or not, you just described Cole Younger. You forgot something.
Very smart, Sam.
Well, where else would you go?
I found a bottle of mule. My old man had cached away. Go on, Sam. Everybody drinks in this house, red and white.
Look, Billy.
I've been thinking about my uncle. It's my mother's brother. Full blood Oglala. Scout he was. 5th Cavalry. Tame Indian.
I got something to tell you.
Sam, I want to tell you a story, Sam, and I want you to listen. One day my uncle was leading a small patrol and got caught in the canyon by a war party. And while the war party was doing to him what they doing, it ain't nice, Sam. The rest of the patrol was riding off to warn the company. They just left him there to die. They just rode off. The moral of the story is an Indian's one thing, a white man's another. The trick is to know where you stand and stay there. Billy, when I have to walk out of that bar tonight alone, Sam?
I had a talk with Colonel Booty.
You were the one man, the one...
Do you want to listen to this or not?
I tell you the truth, Sam. I couldn't live without it.
You know what it means for a mixed blood to wear a badge around here?
Catch being!
Well, sure there's a catch. Something for something. What kind of a world do you think this is? Cole Younger was seen out by Rasmussen's. Somebody's got to go out there and find him.
Sure. They need a hired hand with a gun. It's welcome home, Billy. Trouble's over. It's get off the sidewalk, Billy.
I know that it seems like that to you, but most people don't feel that way.
All right, Sam. All right. I'll make a bargain with you. You know that sign outside of Dykstra's? The one that says no deadbeats, no dogs, no Indians. You tell them to take that down, and maybe I'll work for them. You tell them to take my mother's body and bury it in their God-fearing white man's graveyard, then maybe I'll work for them.
It's not the town that's asking, Billy. It's me.
You called that?
I need your help.
You, Sam? Since when you ever need anybody's help?
If it was the other way around, you wouldn't have to ask me twice.
Nobody here.
All right. Let's go.
Here's a place to stop on that road down there. One or two men could hold them off from up here.
Yeah, but they might not take the road. They might cut across Hanscom Slough. Hey, Sam. Remember the old days we used to go hunting together? I'd scout ahead. You want me to bird dog them for you?
Well, of course, they might have swung up north. Probably halfway to Dakota country by now.
You want to go back to town?
Well, I think we ought to cross the 101 first, just to make sure. We'll work toward Indian Town.
A lot of it's in the muscles, the neck, and in the back, staying loose. But most of it's right up here. It's knowing.
Knowing what?
That there's no man in this world who can touch you. Let's see you go.
All right. This holster's a little loose.
Well, you scared it, Whit.
Oh, shut up, stupid.
Johns, Whit! Over here, Paul!
What's the matter? Something wrong?
Word on the Youngers?
No, not yet. Wait a minute. Let me catch my breath.
Did Marshall come back yet?
No, he's north of town somewhere. Colonel Bodine wants everybody at the hotel.
Theron?
Colonel Bodine always get everything he wants?
Yeah, most always. He's the one man can make you marshal in this town.
15 minutes.
What for?
He's practicing. He practices every day.
Well, he won't need it. Not with Sam. 12 years now he hasn't drawn, not once.
Do I tell you how to fry eggs?
Hey, don't you get smart with me. I knew you when you were a runny-nosed kid.
Do you want to get somebody else to do your killing for you?
You got your mother's spunk, too. Good for you. Good for you. All I mean is, first things first. Now there's Youngers and Who-all up there someplace. Time enough to think about Sam Garrison when they've been seen to, eh? And I never said kill him.
Well, now, I'm gonna have to. And you know it.
Oh, maybe the Youngers will do it for him.
Yeah. Maybe they will at that.
Nah, I've got a feeling about that. It's like when one of those prairie fires is coming. You can smell it, and you can feel it in the wind. Before you ever see it. We got us an appointment, Mr. Garrison and me.
Look.
Where?
There.
Well, could be just some Ojibwe out hunting.
I'm beginning to hope so.
Got your buck fever? You get used to it. You stick to the marsh grass. I'll work along this ridge and cover you.
I'll bird dog him for you, just like old times.
Now, Billy, we're not up here to take them on single-handed. If that's them, our job is to get back and warn the town. That's the main thing.
Out of your mind?
I saw somebody.
Where?
Right over there. There he goes. Behind you, Cole!
Keep him pinned down, Charlie!
There he goes.
Let's get out of here! Come on, leave it, let's go!
Sam, Colonel Bodine's... What happened?
Billy's dead. We found the youngers down by the river.
What happened to Billy?
I couldn't get to him.
Did you tell the Colonel?
About Billy?
About the Youngers. He's down there waiting. Sam, did you hear me?
5 minutes more won't make that much difference.
You're not going down there, are you?
Don't you leave me alone!
I'm glad it's over. Maybe there's a chance now.
Chance for what?
For me to be your wife again.
What do you mean?
Sam, I haven't been your wife. I've been the woman who cleans for you and who cooks your supper. Maybe if we went someplace else, if you got another job, maybe it could be like it used to be between us in St. Louis before we came to this town. Before the pretending.
Pretending?
Sam, I know what you've been going through. I've known for a long time now.
What are you talking about?
Let's be honest with each other.
You want to be honest? All right, go ahead. Be honest.
All right. The fancy gun belt. That fancy vest. Telling how it was in Coffeyville and Amarillo. You've been living on your reputation. There's nothing else.
Is that what you think of me?
Sam, I've heard you crying out at night. Begging for your life.
That's not true!
You can't hide that from your wife.
I thought you said that you weren't my wife anymore.
Want to be?
There is no chance for us, is there, Sam?
Marshal? Marshal? Sam? I've got a message from General Polk.
What's he say?
Why, he's going to send a troop of cavalry.
When?
8 or 9 tonight. It'll be after dark at the earliest.
Thank you, Clay. Thank you. Sam?
I thought you were dead.
Where's Sam?
Sam said you were dead.
Just left for dead. Sam?
He's not here.
Sam?
What do you want with him?
Sit down. Sit down and we'll wait. Sit down.
Well, it's settled then. We double the road guards and wait till General Pope arrives. No use our trying to...
What happened? Ask your wife.
I thought you were dead.
You just couldn't be bothered to go down and look for sure. All right, Marshal. Draw your gun.
No. I'm not gonna draw on you, Billy.
Well, what do you know about that? Looks like we'll never see that fine move.
They were just out to my place. Stole my rifle, shotgun, ammunition. Gone. Everything gone.
What are you talking about?
They burned my house. You fellas better get your guns.
I want every man in this town here in 10 minutes, ready and armed. Elton, Ed, Whit, George, come on, let's go.
Now, what we gotta think about are those youngers out there. I know a place they can be stopped, just south of Hanska Slough. There's a high spot that controls the road. Now, if we could just...
Ed, where are you going? Oh.
Jonesy,
What are you doing?
what does it look like we're doing?
Plenty of rifles right here, boys. Step right up, gents. Help yourself. Get out of the store. Go on, get out, all of you. Did you hear me, Whit? Let him be, Mr. Garrison.
just made a suggestion.
Well, I got a better idea. Now listen to me, all of you.
Oh, come on.
Colonel, now you're an old cat skinner. Well, so am I, and there's always more than one way. Now, what is it these youngers want? Horses, food, maybe a blanket or two.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we give them what they want? Put it on the road, right out there where they can't help it. Put it out on the road.
Maybe you got something.
We'll show them we're human beings, just like they are.
Oh, it's wrong. It's wrong.
To save a town, why is that wrong?
Well, I don't know why, but I know if we did it that way, we wouldn't be a town anymore. He's right.
Now, the man's right. You leave food and mounts out there for those youngers, and they'll burn this place just for practice. Because they'll know there's not one soul in this place man enough to stop them.
Well, now, what gives you the right to talk?
I'm taking that right because I'm the man who can save your town for you.
I say we put that to a vote. Let's select a leader right now.
I say Theron.
Theron Pardo!
Now, wait a minute. Bill Riley here was the captain in the 9th Minnesota. Who's this Theron Pardo?
The best man in this room, even if I have to say it myself. If you want to save this town, I suggest you listen. Now, I'll guarantee that no younger bothers this town.
Looks like you're in.
Don't you want to know what it's going to cost you?
Name it.
His job.
All right.
Well, I want it official.
Tomorrow when the town council meets. But you've got my word. Tomorrow, the latest.
All right, I'm looking for some volunteers.
You're not gonna let them do this, are you, Mr. Garrison? Just run you off?
I know a place, Harold. A place where they can be stopped. 2 good men could do it.
Can I come along?
Get your horse.
Yes, sir.
Harold, I want you to keep your eye on that road down there.
Yes, sir.
I thought you'd gone.
I came back
Why?
for you. If you want.
No, thank you. Not that we don't deserve each other.
I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. Why don't you go along?
I told Sam.
I guess I knew you would.
The thing is, I wanted him to draw. I didn't care what happened. I wanted him to draw. But he wouldn't draw. Why?
Don't you know?
I've been thinking, but
Same reason he left you for dead. He was afraid.
That's right.
Mr. Garrison, look.
All right, Harold. Now take aim, wait until they come in close, and then squeeze off real careful.
Take cover! I'm sorry, Mr. Garrison.
Harold, get back into town. Tell them we saw the Youngers. Tell them they went down into Henska's slough. I'll try to follow them.
Into that swamp?
Get moving!
Yes, sir.
What happened? Where's Sam?
We saw them.
Where's Sam?
Well, he went after him into the swamp.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll ford up here. Get up that tree, Charlie, and cover us. Get some more of those logs up there, boys.
Let's go. Come on.
Jim, I'll keep him pinned down. You work around to his left and flush him out. How is he?
He's still breathing.
Get up here.
Cole, listen to me.
Get up here!
How bad is it?
Half a dozen lousy farmers.
When I say go, we rush them. Wait a minute, you there! Wait a minute!
All right, come on, let's go. Done with, Cole.
Get up.
We're gonna need a way.
Let's get in here! Time to hurry!
Well, now, I thought you were long gone.
We're gonna have to get this man to a doctor.
Now, Mr. Garrison, you are quick becoming one too many for me.
Besides which, you're wearing my badge.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow may never come for you.
I want you gone. Tonight!
Hey, here they come! They're bringing them in!
We bringing them in here? Really bad. You boys can use a drink. Good work, Pardo.
He's the one there with the red beard.
about this.
Yeah, they got spirit, I'll say that for them. Say, you're all right, boys.
I'm Appleton, St. Paul Pioneer Press. You got a statement, Mr. Younger?
Oh, no. Clear the road. Now, get the doctor.
Well, we've got accommodations inside. Guess you'll all be glad for a clean room and bath.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. And I'd like to thank the good Lord for letting us fall in the hands of such decent folks.
Come on, let's get him upstairs. Come on, let's go.
Kate, give me the keys to 6, 7, and 8. Get some hot water.
Now, you can set up right here and run your wires across. There'll be more stringers than you ever saw in this town.
We need a room. I just gave my last 3 to...
Yours will do. Get a doctor.
All right, this way.
Nice work.
You got a statement to make?
Well, they gave us a good fight, and a fair one.
Good work, Pardo.
I'll be going.
Good night.
I don't know, Sam. Why don't you go and have a drink and get something to eat, and I'll stay here for a while. Huh?
Clay says the stages are leaving again. I have a ticket to St. Louis.
When?
In a half hour.
I see.
What's done can't be undone. Maybe someday I'll understand all the reasons why. I want you to know I'll never forgive myself for what was done and what was said.
What you said was true. When I was in Coffeyville and Amarillo, I wasn't brave. I was just ignorant. I didn't think I could be killed. Then one night I stared into the barrel of the .45 pistol and I found out different. I lay there in bed for 6 weeks, death sitting on my chest. Well, I just haven't been much good. That's why I came up here. I figured I could bluff it through. A little out-of-way place. I almost made it.
You don't have to say this.
Yeah. Yes, I do have to say it. It's gonna be kind of nice not to have to pretend anymore.
My Sam. Good luck. Don't marry a fool next time.
Sam.
Sam? Right here, Billy. I'm glad I got to talk to you before. Before nothing. You're gonna be fine. No. I know. It's all right. It'll be like old time. I have it all scouted out for you. Yeah. That's just fine, Billy. I want to tell you I'm sorry. Don't you be sorry, Billy. If I was any kind of a man at all, none of this would have happened.
No, Sam. You're the best man I ever knew.
And while their wounds were being dressed, they did not flinch nor move a muscle. I found Bob, as he asked to be called, short,
Altogether, we was hit 15
and
times.
right elbow.
Those boys are good shots.
He is pleasant,
Now, we never meant no harm to
cheerful,
no one.
and
We
communicative.
was drove to it, boys.
As fine a specimen of manhood as I ever saw. Cole Younger, though severely wounded, is sitting up.
What the?
Get out of here. Who are you? I'm the man that just told you to get out. The party's over.
Get in off the street! I said, get inside! There's a pretty good man in that hotel over there. And he's dead! And there's going to be some respect shown in this town! Because we all had a part in it. Every one of us. Every man that ever walked by a sign like that. And let it stay! Now, I told you people to get home. And I mean it. Get going. Garrison!
Now, what in the world do you think you're doing?
I just told these people to go home. I'm telling you the same.
It's me that says now.
Tomorrow.
Now, tomorrow the birds will sing. Turn around and walk. I'm gonna have to draw on you.
You do that, son.
You want to die?
There were worse things.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrison. I really did admire you.